offers.
This is Southern New England's trusted news source, ABC 6 News at Noon.
Good afternoon. I'm Kaitlin Gelhaus. We begin with breaking news on this Friday. The accomplice in a deadly hit and run has been found guilty by a jury. The case surrounded the death of 17-year-old Olivia Passaretti in 2022. 27-year-old Alicia Peckham was found guilty on all counts today, including aiding and abetting a criminal, knowingly being involved in a crash that resulted in death, and one count of obstructing an officer in the execution of duty. Peckham has been released on bail pending her sentencing, which will be held at a later date. Peckham and her then-boyfriend Aramis Segura allegedly collided with Passaretti's car on I-95 in Warwick. Back in 2022, the state chose to rest its case Thursday after hearing an interview with police where Peckham admitted to lying and changing her story. Trial has not been scheduled yet for Segura. Segura's pretrial conference is scheduled for August 23rd. A no plea was entered in court today for the man accused in a deadly hit and run in Warwick. Warwick police arrested 24-year-old Danis De Jesus Marcano in his North Kingstown home after Warwick police and North Kingstown police noticed the Jeep involved in Sunday's crash in his driveway. Marcano has been charged with one count of duty to stop an accident resulting in death and one count of duty to stop an accident resulting in serious bodily injury. Now, according to police, the crash started after 26-year-old Logan Barboza hit 44-year-old Nicholas Coate when he was walking on Quaker Lane. When Barboza got out of her car to check on Coate, she was then allegedly hit by Marcano. Coate was hit again as well. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Barboza was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. Marcano is being held on $50,000 bail. He's due back in court on September 23rd. And now to our favorite part of the newscast, our forecast. The heat advisory remains in effect today, and it's the perfect day to head to the beach, the water, stay cool inside with the AC, whatever you need to do to just be cool and get through what we're dealing with out there. And Ceci Del Carmen is here to talk to us all about the heat, humidity, and what's to come for the weekend. Ceci.
Hey, Kaitlin, good to be with you. Thank you, everybody, for joining us at this noontime hour. 86 already out there. We are climbing into the low 90s, but we're still under that heat advisory, and that is in effect until tomorrow evening. The current temperatures across the board, some are already seeing 90s, 92 in Taunton, which is typical. New Bedford, 90, Plymouth 90 at the moment. Your commute forecast at around 3 o'clock, these temperatures will be similar, around 90, mid-80s by the evening at around 6, and this is what we can expect. This is what we're anticipating as far as the feels like temperature goes this afternoon. We'll be flirting with that 100-degree mark, and that is because of those humidity levels sky high. And not only today, but through the weekend. Today, the high we're forecasting is 92 for the city. And if you're planning to do any traveling, do expect some unsettled weather, gray skies. The potential for a scattered shower, a thunderstorm cannot be ruled out tomorrow, but more of a possibility as we head into Sunday. And these are the temperatures. They will be falling just a bit locally, but the humidity levels will be increasing as we head into Saturday, Sunday. They won't be oppressive, my dear Kaitlin. They'll be in the miserable levels. Back to you.
Miserable. I don't want to hear that. Ceci, not okay. All right, well, now we're going to take a look out there, a live look at the Washington Bridge right now. The backup has now cleared following a crash. RIDOT saying the crash was just cleared from I-95 South near exit 39A. But traffic is still backed up in the area. And let's get a check on our drive times as well. Yet today, the request for information for the Washington Bridge replacement is due to the Department of Transportation. The RFI is to gather information from companies on solicitation documents and the procurement process to replace the bridge. RIDOT will use the feedback to revise the current procurement documents for the project. The RFI was opened on July 19th. President Joe Biden is celebrating a multi-country prisoner swap with Russia, marking a major diplomatic achievement and a defining moment for his legacy. The freed Americans touching down overnight, including Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich and former Marine Paul Whelan. Joining me over Zoom this afternoon is Lyle Goldstein, a senior fellow in international and public affairs at Brown's Watson Institute. Some of the questions I have for you, Lyle, we'll start off. Why are prison swaps done, and why is this prison swap historical?
Well, this is, I think it may even be unprecedented in size. So, it is, I think, great news, particularly for those people who have been unjustly in prison and for the families, of course. So that's great news. I think it's fair to say we're back in a kind of Cold War, certainly with Russia. And this was I think, a kind of well practiced set of interactions during the Cold War. Of course, they're unorthodox in every respect and involve a lot of games and spy games and every kind of different diplomatic maneuver, let's say. But I think it's kind of a sad commentary on where we're at in the world, unfortunately.
Absolutely. And how do swaps like this impact international relations, Lyle?
Mhm. Well, I do think this. Of course, it's really welcome news, and it shows that our government and hopefully the Russian government too, that they are can be somewhat above the granular issues that divide us. There are so many at this point, ranging across the world and starting in Ukraine, going to the Middle East, the Korean Peninsula, and beyond. So many issues, so many dangers in the relationship. But I think it shows on both sides that the diplomats can realize that people's lives are very dramatically affected, and and therefore I'm glad to see certainly our government putting this very high on the agenda, and so this is really happy news. Of course, there is a dark side to all of this, right? It's, as has been said, a convicted assassin will be going back to Russia, so that there is a kind of disturbing side of this. But I think we want to err on the side of supporting, looking to the humane issues here, which are safeguarding human life and protecting our nationals.
And Congressman Gabe Amo releasing a statement on the prison swap, saying in part, "We must be crystal clear in the face of today's long-awaited news. Those being released today deserve their freedom from Russian authorities. As we celebrate their release, we must not lose sight of the Americans being wrongfully detained or held hostage around the world." A federal judge in Washington, D.C. today is regaining control of the criminal case against former President Donald Trump for his attempts to overturn the 2020 election. The fate of legal battle is now in Judge Tanya Chutkan's hands less than 100 days before the November election. The criminal case returns a month after the Supreme Court issued a game-changing ruling on presidential power. Judge Chutkan has long signaled she wanted the case presented to a jury before voters go to the polls in November. She initially pushed for a March trial date. The Supreme Court, however, interceded earlier this year and put the case on pause to consider Trump's claims of presidential immunity. The justices ended up granting Trump sweeping immunity for official acts as president in a decision that could gut special counsel Jack Smith's case. And still to come on ABC6 News at noon, the Park Fire in California becoming infamous, the latest on the efforts to put it out.
The Schumers know firsthand that accidents do happen.
That's why our warranty covers screens, parts, and yes, Matic, even glass breakage.
America's exterior remodeler.
I love Window World.
Why wait, Massachusetts? Shop now and seize the summer. At Raymore and Flanigan, you can save up to 20% across the store. Shop online and in-store today and save more than twice the Massachusetts sales tax. Take advantage of financing options that fit your budget with no interest financing for up to 72 months with equal payments. Why wait? Quality furniture in stock and delivered to your home in 3 days or less. Hurry in. Save double the tax now at Raymore and Flanigan.
She wanted to be a star. She wanted to be a mother. And Danny Lynn is her legacy.
And to be really honest, I didn't know a whole lot about Anna, her early years. I thought, why not go back to Anna's beginnings?
What happens when her family goes in search for Anna, her possessions, her secrets, and
why no one called 911 sooner is never fully answered.
When the autopsy is released, it is shocking.
The 2020 event special, tonight on ABC.
Here at Window World, we've done a lot of growing.
That means you get the very best windows, siding, and doors at the very best prices.
Right now, get 8 windows or 4 windows and a patio door for as low as $109 per month installed.
Window World,
America's exterior remodeler.
ABC6 weather brought to you by the Preserve Sporting Club and Resort.
Hey everybody, thank you for coming back. Thank you for joining us. Now, I just want to go over how warm it's been during the past few months, or as soon as meteorological summer started out. 18 days with 70-degree days, 80 degrees, 36, and then we've added one, and that was yesterday for 90-degree days. I'm sure tomorrow we're going to be talking about 9 days. And this information we just received early on this morning from the National Weather Service. So the average temperature in July between 1991 and 2020 was 74.4. In 2024, we were at 75.3. Now, the warmest year was back in 2013 at 78.4. These are some of the weather headlines. I don't need to tell you if you've been outdoors. It is hazy, hot, and humid out there. And throughout the weekend, we'll continue with these oppressive humidity, and also less humid for next week. But at the same time, throughout the weekend, we're going to be dealing with that chance for some shower and thunderstorm activity. The heat advisory does continue in effect until tomorrow at 7 o'clock. And also 95 to 100. That's the heat index that we're anticipating for this afternoon. So if you thought it was pretty hot out there right now, well, we need to prepare for what's to come. 86 right now in the city, a little bit of cloud cover. That wind out of the south-southeast, and the current temperatures across the board: 92 in Taunton, 90 in Plymouth, 90 in New Bedford. Our friends in New Bedford are quite toasty at the moment. 86 in the city, and across Willimantic, those temperatures around 90. We're forecasting for Providence 92 for this afternoon, with some cloud cover that will be increasing. But notice the feels like temperature in the upper 90s during the next couple of hours. So that is the type of heat that we'll be dealing with. If you don't need to head outdoors, that's great. And if you do have the day off and you can make it a beach day, that sounds great too. A little bit of cloud cover will be increasing. We have unsettled weather moving in from the west, and this is what will be triggering that shower and thunderstorm possibility overnight tonight into tomorrow. More of a possibility as we head into Sunday. A little bit of a lull on Monday, and then once again, gray skies are back for Tuesday until Wednesday. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast. Overnight is when we could see a little bit of that rumble of thunder pushing through the area, and then as we head into tomorrow, gray skies, very low chance for that unsettled weather, more chances as we head into Sunday. Here's your 7-day forecast. Hazy, hot, and humid today. Another storm tracker alert day because of this intense heat. The humidity sticks around, no pun intended. Saturday, Sunday, a little bit of a relief as we head into next week. Kaitlin?